Good morning, good day, and good evening, everyone. I am Robert Bob from Tamil District, Western Islands Province. I am studying in the University of Goroka, and this is my third year of studying. Me and my colleague Tobias Thomas is also from Tamil Western Islands Province. We are going to make a presentation on single-sex schooling. I will be talking about the introduction and the positive side of single-sex schooling, and my colleague Tobias Thomas will be talking about the negative side of single-sex schooling, and he'll also make a conclusion and make the recommendation on the topic that we'll choose. First of all, I would like to introduce the topic and give the definition of single-sex schooling. Single-sex schooling simply refers to an educational approach where male and female students are educated separately in different environments, such as boys or girls schooling, even in separate classrooms within the same school. Single-sex schooling has been practiced in and around the world based on the traditions and religions. Single-sex schooling is most popular in English-speaking countries or regions such as Ireland, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and United Kingdom. Single-sex schooling is primarily associated with the private sectors. The motivation of single-sex education ranges from the religious idea of sex segregation to believe that the sexes are learned and behave differently. I will just give a brief history of single-sex schooling. In Western Europe, before the 19th centuries, the most common way of girls accessing education was at home through private tutoring due to the resistance of girls being taking part effectively in schools. In 17th and 18th centuries, the Catholic Europeans have been established the single-sex schooling, which has been managed or controlled by the nuns. The girls or female students who have been neglected or who have been seen as the inferior students against the male-dominating schools in Western Europe. In Papua New Guinea, single-sex schooling has been introduced by the Catholic missionaries, which are the best or top-performing schools in our country, such as De La Salle, that is located in Port Moresby, in Bomana, that has been introduced in 1964, which is one of the top-performing schools in our country. And the other one is Marinville Secondary School, that is dominated by girls, which is also located in Port Moresby, which has been introduced in 1963, which is also the top 10 performing schools in our country. And the other one is in Western Islands Province, which is Notre Dame, also dominated by the girls, which was being introduced in 1961. And also one that was in Achuaka has been the boys secondary school, but it is now being transformed again, introduce both male and female to be taking part in school. So those were the top performing schools in our country that has been performing in both academic internal and external excellences. So here are some of the positive side of the single-sex schooling I would like to talk about. First of all, single-sex schooling has promote excellent academic performance, such as when the boys or female students only concentrate in school or in a classroom, they concentrate only on the academic performance and they perform very well in the schools. Secondly, the advantage of single-sex schooling is there is no distraction going on. Only the female or boys is in school, then there is no distraction. They only focus on their goal oriented, and they are only focusing on their studies rather than thinking about boyfriend or girlfriend relationship. And third one is In single sex schooling, they promote good leadership qualities. If the girls or boys are only existing in schools, then they will build good leadership qualities that will enable them to have courage and strength in themselves that will build and boost the leadership quality that they will have in the future, and they will bring the good quality leaders of the future. For example, like people like Sam Koim is the current IRC commissioner of Papua New Guinea, and he's also the chancellor of University of Technology. He's one of the elite in our country that has been passed out from Parapita during the boys only have been participating in school, which is the good example of single sex schooling. That's all from me, and thank you very much. I will pass on to my next speaker, who is Tobias Thomas. He will be talking about the negative side of the single sex schooling. Thank you.
Apart from the advantages of single sex schooling, on the other hand, we have the disadvantages of single sex schooling. First of all, single sex schooling limits socialization. It limits students or colleagues from socialize with the peers of the opposite sex that can hinder the ability to develop and cooperate in the mixed gender occasions. Additionally, it causes segregation in a school that is dominated only by boys or girls. It limits segregations or it enables segregations. Students and boys may think that they are only boys, and girls may think that they are only girls, and that causes segregation among the peers or colleagues, other students. Okay. Thirdly, it ignites the violence and bullying in schools. In a school that is dominated by only girls, if let's say if only girls were accommodated or enrolled in a particular schools, there will be more likely bullying and violence against each other, because in a school that is co-education, that boys and girls were in the same school, the girls might afraid of the boys, and they might not argue or cause bullying in the schools. But where in a situations where only girls are there, as we know, the girls are good at talking against each other and argue and all this one. So that will ignite or enables bullying and conflicts in such occasions. On the other hand, if the boys are accommodated in the same school, they might not care for anyone. They might think that we are boys occupying the school, so they will cause or do whatever thing they want to do. If they want to cause violence and bullying, they might go ahead and do, because the boys were the go straight and do, because there will be the boys there to support, and the violence and bullying were most likely to happen in such schools. The other thing is it limits confidence maturity. Students will not be matured or get enough confidence in such occasions or institutions. Students may have confidence in talking to boys or girls, but when it comes to public forums or public occasions, to talk in a sense where both boys or girls or both genders are in a same location, they might you know not have enough confidence, because they have not practiced to talk in uh, situation like that, so they might fall short of confidence. In single sex, it limits confidence maturity. And finally, but not the least, it reinforces gender stereotype. It means it promotes inaccurate beliefs about boys and girls. It thinks, example like boys are good at maths and girls are good at English, let's say. This can limit the individual potentials and opportunities to encourage them to conform traditional gender roles and expectation. In conclusion, single sex schooling is school that is occupied by only males or females. In advantages, it promotes academic excellence. In a single sex schooling, there is no distraction during the study or performances. And next, it enables students to build quality leadership in their future endeavors. On the other hand, it limits socialization, it enables or causes segregation, and then it limits confidence majority, and it ignites violence, and it also reinforces gender stereotype. To the recommendation part, me and my friends had come together and agree that the government of this country, Papua New Guinea, should promote single-sex schooling because of the histories that we have seen from every year's performing top performing schools, the Marine Wheels and De La Salle, and those single-sex schooling have performed. They are ranked among the top 10 schools in our country rather than those co-education school system. I think that's all we have to say, and thank you all for watching. You may all have a blessed and peace be with you all.